tips is annoying because I grew up working in service. So it's almost like tips became out of control when people expected tips. Yeah. It's like I don't have to work for it. I don't need to work for it. I shouldn't have to work for it. It should automatically be there.
People
which is
don't
like
even want 15% no more. They're like, they start at 20. Like I was at the brewery this weekend, and like the tip on the screen is 20, 25, 35. And I'm like, yo, I'm literally just I have to walk up and grab the beer, and then I have to walk over here and check out, and then y'all have a tip screen.
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying that you don't deserve a tip, but like you going straight to 20, 25, 30, like that's annoying.
Yeah, it is. And I feel bad because I remember working in F&B, getting there and realizing that I didn't know what the fuck. I didn't realize I didn't know how to tip. I would just take the first number and double it, which is fine because I was tipping 20%, but I didn't know why. Right. And then once
I'm not anti-tipping.
No, me either.
But if I walk up and you just pour me a beer and then I have to walk to pay for the beer.
Yeah. Well, I want to get to what you just said. It makes perfect sense. Now it's like automatic 20. And it's like, damn, did you earn this? Did you work for it? No. And then you know what makes it sad? Then you go overseas and they're disgusted at you tipping.
Yeah, or tip is 7-10%. Like you feel like you under tipping. I mean, hell, when I was in London, I was like, yo, did leave a tip? And they was like, not really, no. Like, we make a living wage.
Yeah.
Right? In most countries, like, there's no tipping.
I remember, this is back in the day before y'all started getting kicked out of Cancun because of inflation. I remember I was there and I asked the lady for a tip and she told me it was disrespectful to tip her because I'm assuming she does not make enough. And I just was floored at that. Now, because I stayed at the Ritz, when I was there, they definitely got they tip.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, they got it. They here.
Not anti-tipping, but like, tipping for doing the minimum. I still don't know how to tip on takeout. I don't know what I do not know what the official takeout tip rate is.
Tipping on takeout and escorts is crazy. I don't lie.
I can't say I've ever tipped an escort.
I hope not.
Maybe I have. I don't know. I have to think about it. I wasn't prepared for that question.
Nah, I ain't asked nothing. See,
I don't think I've ever tipped a masseuse either.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. I don't. You know what's crazy?
Maybe I have.
I was speaking to a sex worker probably like 3 weeks ago, and I was asking her would she do promo for the pod.
Would she do promo?
She said what? I said, yo, we got the same client base.
They do not like spending money. They do not like spending money on anything. They're not gonna advertise.
No. They don't. No, I was gonna pay her to advertise us.
Oh, bet.
Because I was like, we got the same client base.
Oh yeah, we do. We do have the same client base.
She was like, yo, nobody ever thought about that. I'm like, yo, I don't care. In one of your videos, I just need you to wear a t-shirt that say Black Dad Club Podcast.
That'd be hot.
I said, look.
That'd be hot.
I said, yeah. And she's a Latina that identifies as a black woman.
Where's she from?
I think that's gonna give out too many information for the people I follow on Twitter.
All right, never mind. I was just like she's like Colombian, she's like Brazilian.
Mike, that's too much. I tell you off, Mike.
Okay, all right.
But the reason I don't even know how
I did find out the Colombians are like 40% black. I tried to defend them as being biracial.
No, it's a couple of Latinas that they get here and they play white. And I told Mike that.
I think if you could pass as white in this country, you're gonna do it. Like that goes for the Moroccans, the Italians,
the Indians.
If they can pull it off.
They can't. But they definitely identify as white.
Yeah, like, you know.
I ain't talking about natives either.
The Asian. I know you're talking red dot. Not the feather. See, that's a great rapper, right? When you can pull up a reference like that, that's a great rapper, okay? Like, y'all be wondering, like, what's great rap? That's great rap.
He's shooting at Eminem fans early within 3 minutes of the pod, man. God dang. Eminem dropping an album, and that's going to make our video go.
It really, and you know what's crazy? I'm wondering if I'm gonna like the album because I done shot so much.
I'm not listening.
I know, right? Because I'm like, yo, I might actually like it.
I'm not gonna listen. I ain't gonna lie. Only thing that interests me is like it's called The Death of Slim Shady, and with that being said, those first 2 albums by Eminem, people really rock with him. This is before white folks start noticing. This is when black people started about Eminem.
I mean, we put on Slim Shady. And,
absolutely. Marshall Mathers LP. But this is like what we did for Eminem to make y'all be like, oh shoot, It's a cool white boy, and he can rap, and he with Dr. Dre.
Yeah, because I mean, there was white rappers prior, but no one really. Yeah. I mean, no one had ascended to the heights.
Yeah,
the Eminem did. As
I don't even think a rapper has. If we being honest, maybe Drake.
Yeah, Drake might be the only one. I mean, you can obviously you got Jay-Z.
Yeah, but we talking about like pure music, like sales and just like craziness.
Honestly, it's probably
just him.
Probably just Drake and Eminem.
Yeah, it's.
What does that say about music?
I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all keep saying. All right, Usher, I present the floor to you, sir. Hold on.
First started, I had a different idea about what I thought.
And it's a little bit long, but it's necessary. Pause.
I started off as an artist in a group in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and my name was Cha Cha. And I really was searching for some identity, and I was doing that specifically because I was trying to make sense of this name that was given to me that was not. I'm gonna take my glasses off because I want you to see my eyes and I want you to understand it's real. I was trying to make sense of this name that a man gave me that didn't stick around because he didn't love me. Or at least that was my perception of it, because I had to live long enough in order to understand that you have to have a forgiving heart in order to understand the true pitfalls and hardships of a black man in America. And my father, he was a product of that. He made a lot of decisions.
Oh my gosh. You know this nigga. Sorry, y'all. A lot
of choices, and the one that probably hurt and helped me at the same time was to stay away. But that's part of the reason why I say this is the year of the father, where all the fathers got to stand up for their sons, their daughters, and be the man that they need to be for them.
Yo, I want to thank Usher for that. I thought that was super dope. And let me tell you why I think that was super dope. So he breaks down. After that, he thanks Babyface and L.A. Reid. Then he goes and he then thanks his mom. Mm-hmm. And then he has a break where he thanks his sons for understanding like why dad is away, why dad is whatever, which I thought was super dope. And he kept emphasizing, yo, this is the year of the dad. This is the year of the father. It has just been too long of a speech. I encourage everybody to listen to that. And, it kind of goes to, I grew up in a blessed, unique situation where I've got to see my dad every day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I can't never speak on what it's like not to. I know that my dad didn't grow up with his dad, and he told me since I was a little boy, you ain't going through that. Yeah. Which I thought was dope. But to hear Usher have those conversations, man, I just thought it was beautiful and cool to hear.
No, and it sounds like he's forgiving his dad, or he at least understands, what his dad, went through, in regards to him. Yeah. And I think that's really important, because I think a lot of men grow up, and I think you stay in this, I used to say immature, and I realize I'm saying it wrong, right? You haven't matured, right? You're in this arrested development of where you need to have your attitude, or where you need to have your mindset. And a lot of that sometimes, comes down to your parents or your fathers, or fathering or mothering. So, being able to look at your parents and realize that they're human, I think it's so huge for anybody's personal growth and development.
Absolutely. And BET, we're going to get to y'all later in the show, actually right after we do this introduction.
Not a fan. Because
apparently, so I got to see that live, which made me, I was like, damn, I wish I was screen recording. But of course, BET put everything online. Apparently, they cut the live version, they cut his speech, and they cut that out. So.
What?
Yeah, apparently his speech is 13 minutes long. I saw all 13 minutes. Or it's like around there. But if you go online, the first version that they showed was only 8 minutes. And they was bleeping out a lot, making it seem like he was cursing. At that very beginning, he does say MF like twice, but that's it. And people didn't know what was going on. Like, why was it all muted out? But I will say the next day when I actually watched it, still on BET, it was fully there. Now, the reason why I say all that, BET had caught hell that entire night. So I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled the Alicia Keys Super Bowl performance and was like autocorrect, like correct this before we post it out. Yeah. Alicia Keys, I still ain't forgive you.
What Alicia Keys do?
Remember doing the Usher thing? She missed that note the day, by the time the next morning, the Super Bowl performance, they corrected that. I want to welcome everybody to the Black Dads Club. This is episode 145. We are moving. I do want to say though, if you get online and you look up, it's only going to say we have 121 episodes. I'm saying this because our numbers keep going up, so I'm noticing we get new people.
Yeah.
Mike deleted 20-something episodes. I honestly believe he deleted more. So I'm surprised it's still saying 120-something.
Yeah.
But we deleted a lot. And it's because they trash.
Yeah, they're very terrible.
I wasn't committed. Mike was giving y'all some topics.
Yeah, we was practicing.
There we go.
Yeah, we was giving it a good run. So yeah, they were not good. They were not good.
Yo, dad tip of the week. I will say this. Mike got one. I got one. Mine is whoever is the other parent, because we have women that listen. Whoever's the other parent, when y'all have news about your kid, please text each other. Because that, at the top of the iPhone, they got this search function. And I say that because I was in an airport in New York. We're going to get to my New York play. And I found out when my mother-in-law was dropping my kid off at daycare that it was closed for the whole week. And you know what? I hit the daycare teacher up. I was like, yo, nobody told us. I was shooting them a little bail because I don't want nobody to get in trouble. And you know what's so funny? We come to find out, me and my wife never made a backup plan because a month ago, I told my wife they were closed that whole week. So with that, being a responsible man that I am, I hit the daycare teacher back up. I said, hey, all of this is my bad. You definitely told me. The teachers told me. So sorry. And she said, thank you for letting me know. Because I was like, dang, I don't want nobody to get in trouble.
Yeah.
But it was cool. We, texting helped, or it didn't help because we still.
So I need two parents, man, because you do stuff. I mean, stuff just slipped through the cracks. I mean, it's life.
Facts.
Yeah. And even though y'all both had two parents in this situation, imagine if it was just one of you. Like, imagine what that communication would have been like, if it was not, everybody covering everybody. Because when you have a split home, you don't have everybody covering everybody.
Facts.
Because you was like, it was her mom and then your sister, and that's how the situation got resolved.
Yeah.
When you have a split home, one of you not gonna have access to her mom, and then one of you not gonna have access to the other person's sister. So it's a reason why we need to keep these relationships going in a at least in a manner where you can communicate. Like, there's been times where, my ex or my son's mother is out of town, and I'm just like, hey, and she's like, hey, my dad's gonna grab him, right? And
okay.
I had to go, pick him up from her parents' house.
Yeah.
We're not together. We've had moments where we really didn't get along, and like even in moments that we didn't get along, it was still like, you know what? I still need you, and I still need your mom and dad. So
yeah.
everybody got to get over it.
Absolutely.
Everybody got to get over it.
Absolutely. You gonna do your dad tip?
Oh yeah, my dad tip is if you have a dog, please secure your dogs. I actually got bit by a dog Saturday night. Most random thing ever. And I'm so upset about it. I'm so pissed off about it. If you have a dog, please secure your dog.
At least around Mike.
Yes. And and also, if there are dogs around, dogs will still run up on you and bite. I know that's random as hell. Trust me, I'm about to go ask a neighbor for the ring footage because that was random. Literally walking down the street. I'm just walking. And I hear something. I hear like a bunch of scuffling behind me. I'm like, what is that, raccoon or something? Then I hear growling, and I'm like, yo, no way is a 50-pound dog running up on me to bite me.
Bit you in the ass.
Nah, it bit me on my calf. I fought him off for a minute. Had a water bottle in my hand, spilled some water on the asphalt while I was kicking him. Slipped and fell. This is why I do not get in fights in my 40s. Look, even if I was angry and I was gonna get in a fight in my 40s, after slipping and falling, trying to kick a dog off me, I am not fighting y'all. I don't care how mad y'all get. I am too old to fight.
I'm walking off.
I am having what do they call it when you old and you fall? An unscheduled fall. I had an unscheduled fall kicking off a dog. There's no way you get me in a fist fight in my 40s.
I thought that I was going to get in a fight this weekend in New York.
You still in your 30s. You still got some range. You still got some balance.
It was a unfortunate situation, and I wasn't ready for it. Mike does not know about all this, so I'm gonna just say it here, and Mike will get uncomfortable and not say anything. I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. So I go to New York this weekend. On my way up to New York this weekend, one of our favorite followers that loves to cuss me and you out, Daryl and Trey, they said, "Why you going to New York? Is it for Pride weekend?" Didn't know it was Pride weekend.
In July?
No, it was June. Remember, I went to June.
Still June.
It's the last day of June. It's there. So they've been making jokes all day, all week about me going to Pride or whatever. So anyway, which we tried to go to Pride. I will tell you this: I've never seen so many New York police officers in my life. They had a community of them on one street. They had a board meeting. And when I say they scattered like roaches to block off streets, it was the most craziest thing to see. But that's not the point. The point is, later that night, we couldn't make it to Pride just for Daryl and Trey. They gonna ask. But what we did was we went to go eat later that night, and we had a restaurant and a drunk dude. So we had an L shape in the restaurant. And so me and Karina sitting in the corner. And so the end of the L shape, nobody's there. They removed the table. And this is where people are sitting to go to the bathroom. And this dude just scoots his ass all the way down, and he's telling our server what we ordering. And like the server is looking at us, and I'm looking at her like, get help. Like this can go left. Like this can go, because he's leaning on me, telling Karina what she need to eat, what I'm going to order. He ordering shit. We at a nice seafood restaurant. This nigga is saying, yo, they want nachos, fries. He just naming out.
He just come over there telling the server what y'all want to order.
And so I look at him. I said,
that would have been an elbow back to your side.
I told him, I said, hey, bro, move. And the only thing I was thinking of, because he was a part of that community, I'm like, this is about to turn real. I'm about to be on World Star with types of slurs and labels of me being homophobic that I just ain't ready to defend. Like, this is going back. Bro, if you would have saw how close he was, if you was there, it would have went left. If I had like any of my boys there, it would have been like, all right, bro, we about to remove you. But because I got my wife there, and I'm always thinking about her.
Yes.
And he was about little as a pencil. But anyway, but it was a fun weekend. I did, the cool part about New York was Saturday night, we at Tao. We shout out to Chanel, friend of the show. But I'm talking to her, and we get in the car. She calls one of her homegirls up, and her homegirl's like, yo, Spike Lee is having a block party, and y'all should go. And this was the blackest event I've been to in my life.
I like it.
I've been to A&T's homecoming. I've been in Florida when FAMU was doing their thing. I've been to Atlanta multiple times for anything. If you go to Atlanta, never been to Freaknik, I'm sure it's blacker than that. Never went to the Million Man March. I'm sure it was blacker than that. But this was such a black event. This man, the movie, so they were celebrating the 35 years of Do the Right Thing, which I'm gonna be honest, never seen.
I've seen it when I was young. I mean, but I was young when it came out, so you had to be.
I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, you had to be like 7 or 8.
No, I was not born.
I might have been 7 or 8.
It's the 35 years. I'm only 35.
Yeah. I thought about it. I was like, yo, actually, no, I was. Yeah, I was actually a kid. So like my aunt had all
Spike Lee's joints,
all the black movies, all the horror movies. Like my aunt, God rest her soul, she had all that stuff. So that's how I watched. It was not my parents. My parents was like religious people. They didn't have any of that.
Look,
luckily for me, I had my aunt who was a good sinner.
Yeah,
right up the street.
That's the fun part about growing up in the church. Your favorite like aunt or uncle is the one who's like, yo, I know y'all doing the church thing, but I'm about to give you culture.
Yeah.
Like, that's always the fun part. But I'm up there. They celebrating the 35 years. I just wanted to go to see it. In the same street that he filmed the movie on was the block party. Now, I don't know how Spike Lee convinced all of these people, because Brooklyn is gentrified. Like, don't care. I don't care what they say. I don't know how he convinced all these people to have this black ass event. I didn't see not one police officer, not one security barrier. It was just black people for at least on this street, thousands and thousands and thousands. I will say something that's interesting. Watching the BET Awards, being out there, the Democrats is giving a lot of money to black spaces.
Yeah,
they buying their votes.
If you're not a black male, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you, okay, I'll leave it at that.
I will say this: Spike Lee. This is going against what you just said, but yeah, I'm with you. I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Spike Lee up there. Every time he got to speak, he was talking about how we supposed to be voting for Biden. Like literally, he said it at least 5 times when I was out there.
Yeah, they definitely paying for
and
that.
It was like, damn, like it was super cool. Flavor Flav came out, which was super dope. But it was just a cool event to see, man, and no drama. And we didn't realize it till we got back on the train. And I told Karina, I said, Mike always says you got to surround yourself by like-minded people. I said, we was out there with no security guards.
Yeah.
No, didn't see a fight. Didn't see nobody arguing. People was literally walking through the crowds, passing out stuff.
What's crazy is that's us, right?
Absolutely.
But that's not who represent us, right?
Facts.
The other side is always representative of us. But that at the end of the day, it's like that's us. And it's like, I mean, at some point we got to delineate, retribe.
Yeah. And we got off the subway, didn't know where we was going. And I told Karina, I said, just follow the black people. Like, that's what we're going to do. We just going to follow. And the other people was like, where are we going? And I heard a group of girls. Look, it's raining. It's pouring down. It's monsooning. That's why we left early, right? We ain't got no umbrella because it wasn't on the freaking weather map. And I'm sitting there. This is going to sound so black. The black girl come up to me and was like, hey, man, hop under my umbrella. She just left Karina out. Like,
dang. Come on, sis. Come on, sis.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do hand claps. My bad. Babe, my bad. I meant to do the laugh. All right,
Come
damn.
on, sis.
All right, let's get to the BET Awards, man. Are you tired of mediocre haircuts and lackluster service? Look no further. Get ready to redefine your grooming game with the ultimate experience at NoGrease Barbershop, conveniently located at Northlake Mall and Charlotte Premium Outlets. It's not just about a haircut, it's about the experience. NoGrease Premium in Northlake sets a new standard for luxury with a full-service bar selection. Elevate your grooming experience even further with their signature drinks served during your service or while you wait. Whether you're looking for a classic fade, a timeless gentleman cut, or a bold modern style, NoGrease Premium in Northlake got you covered with their design and color specialists. Let's not forget about the importance of routine self-care for men. Their partnership with Alpha Male Nail Care, exclusively at NoGrease Premium, offers manicures and pedicures as a part of your routine grooming. Visit NoGrease Barbershop at Charlotte Premium Outlets or Northlake Mall today, and make sure you tell them that the black. I'm here to tell y'all. I understand why Mike always says now, I don't know why y'all listen, watch, or care. I only watch. I will be completely honest. I watch Ice Spice performance, the Usher tribute, and that's it. And Taraji. The three things that I got on the board. We can go through the other stuff. Let's start with Ice Spice.
What about Ice Spice? I didn't think she did anything wrong.
So BET comes out and goes, we block Usher's speech because he cursed.
Yeah.
Ice Spice said every other word was either shit or bitch in her thing. Cause she did the fart song and then she like, bitch, you not the shit, you the fart. That's the whole
I was
chorus.
just shocked to see her there because they obviously trying to make her a pop star.
They trying.
So
nobody buying that though.
So I was honestly shocked to see her. Again, I do not watch award shows. I really don't understand celebrity at all. Like I understand talent and artistry, but like celebrity, it blows me. I don't understand it. But
yeah,
I was shocked to see her there just because I know they're trying to make her a pop star. She looked good. Been listening to music. The blocking of Usher. On one hand, I almost felt that they were waiting for him to say what we all wondered if he was going to say.
And I'm gonna get there. Hold on, let me get there. Ice Spice barely rapped and she bent over and shook her ass the whole time.
I'm so tired of that. I'm so tired. And I like ass shaking, but it's just like, yo, like show me your talent.
Show me your talent.
Lil' Kim had a cover. That's not what you saw when you saw Lil' Kim perform.
No,
you saw Lil' Kim perform
where she could rap.
Yeah, you say like so. It's like I look. I like the sexualization. All right, I'm not gonna sit here and virtual signal.
Okay,
like I don't like a baddie. Right, like I enjoy it, but I mean you got to give me more. I'll give you a good example. It was a show that came on years ago. I think it was like FBI, like on a regular channel. And I watched the first episode because I'm like, oh, like this is gonna be good. First episode. There's a young lady, racially ambiguous, but you know you can't really tell if she's like Asiatic or if she's South American. Anyway, she's fine though, right? And she's in the class of the FBI. Right?
Okay.
And they show her, and like as soon as she pops on camera, like her shirt is like unbuttoned down to here.
Yeah.
And her boobs are out, and I'm just like I was like, yo, I actually want to watch a show, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to watch a show because the woman is fine and you always showing her tits.
Yeah.
Right. And then it turned me off the show.
Yeah.
So I say that to say, like, I think sometimes we underestimate men actually being interested in the other person, that we just be like, oh, well, let's just shake ass on stage and that's gonna make everybody watch.
That reminds me of I'm a fan of CSI Miami. Only that one. And I remember it's a lot of seasons. I don't know if it's 7 or 9. But anyway, probably about season 4, the only blonde girl who everybody loves, she shoots the gun. She does all the gun testing and all that stuff, right? Her shirt kept getting unbuttoned. Like every season, it was just one button. So by season 4, it's like, all right, I see your bra a little bit. Like it's like, yo, y'all doing too much.
You're doing too much, man. We actually watch it for the show. Yeah.
So like, I just thought the Ice Spice part was just OD. Usher's tribute, before we get to his speech, where was the dudes at? It was a gang of guys that y'all could have got. it was to get Childish Gambino. First of all, the auto tune throughout everybody's performance. When the real singers got there, they turned the auto tune off. Yeah. So when you got it on Childish Gambino, who has a nice voice, but he leans into the auto tune because he's actually an artist, so he knows how to use it. Keke Palmer, that shit sounded like Kids Bop on steroids. Which Keke Palmer can actually sing, but she's no singer. Yeah. There's a difference. And then I was like, what a dude's at. I know you can't get Chris Brown. He's on tour. You don't want to get Omarion because, my wife was asking all these artists. I said, a lot of these artists don't look at Usher as we see Usher. Yeah. Chris Brown does not look at Usher as like, you're better than me.
Yeah, you're an icon.
Yeah, he looks at Chris Brown like, nigga, I'm better than you. I dance better than you. Chris mind, I sing better than you. I do better, bigger shows than you. Like Chris thinks I write my stuff. I own my master. Chris thinks he's better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Valid case for Chris.
Look, whenever you see Chris Brown and they talk about a verses for him, he say, stop playing with me. And I believe that's because Chris Brown's going to do a flip and land exactly where he jumped from in his versus battle. He knows it's going to be.
I mean, Chris got hits. Like he has hits on top of hits like that. And Chris probably had to deal with being canceled more than any other artist I could think of.
Gosh.
In the last 20 years. And
absolutely, they do it every 2 years.
He's proved himself to be, I don't want to say uncancelable, but he's uncancelable because he has so many hits. He has so much talent.
And then I told somebody, I told my wife, I said, Chris Brown ain't coming because every time y'all ask him to do something with a tribute, you play his face a week before.
Yeah. Oh, Chris, we sorry. We can't bring you on.
Our sponsor's going to pull out. Yeah. I'm done with y'all. Trey Songz ain't going to do that because he was in Valentine this weekend singing.
Well, I mean.
Hot ass mess.
He has a lot of things going on.
Exactly. And I don't believe Trey Songz look at Usher as like, oh my gosh, you just God. You know what I'm saying?
But to your point, I think if you keep naming male artists, I think one of the things that we keep seeing is that male artists, once they reach a certain level, end up with problems, right? Like the only two guys that really have went through the roadblocks are Chris Brown and Usher. Yeah. Like Marcus Houston, I mean, nobody really likes him. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? But it's like nobody really want to see him.
Yeah, nah. You could have got, but I'm surprised they didn't get Eric Bellinger.
Omarion. Yeah. What's the guy name? Gosh, they could have brought him on. God, I cannot think of Jason Derulo.
He don't sing. That nigga be doing pop shit.
But he could dance. He could have danced.
Nah, they needed singers.
To your point, though, they had no guys.
Can I say what I want to say?
Yeah. No, probably not.
Marsha Ambrosius, we got to stop rolling her out, bro. She is done. Stop putting her on live fucking shows today. I don't know. And I love her. Oh, you didn't hear? Oh, I'm going to show you when we get off air. Right. Marsha got up there. Marsha be singing out of key. She be whining. And I mean, I love her. Because when I fell in love with like trying to holler at girls,
they had Florida in the background.
You had to have that was an automatic win. That was the one that was just like, okay,
Florida was
you winning. If you couldn't get laid off of Florida, you didn't deserve to get laid. Like you just couldn't. You couldn't bag nothing. But we got to stop rolling her out, bro. They had freaking Tanashi. I think they had her singing Superstar. They had all the wrong singers besides Coco Jones.
Well, I mean, but I think part of the problem too is the BET Awards, which at one point in time was up there with the Grammys.
Yeah,
and I think right now the BET Award shows is above Steve Harvey Awards. like I think BET Awards, Steve Harvey Awards. Like I think that's where it's at.
Coco Jones. Boy, I wish I was that dude on the first row when you cut down. Coco Jones came down the aisle. She danced with, I'm going to say like 6 or 7 people.
That Coco, nice. But
beautiful.
But we can't even compliment women anymore.
Nah, man. You see my sister went she went to profile the girl. So she could just hate. I felt the hate through the text. I'm going to show her today because she coming over to the house. I like Coco dancing on Usher and his wife. I know the internet tried to make it a thing, including Mike, about Usher getting a little piece of whatever.
Usher was nice and respectful. I love it, actually. I love it.
He was.
Because it's like, that's how I would be. Like, y'all can do what the hell y'all want to do, but not me.
Facts. And I think Coco couldn't get up on the stage as graceful as she
isn't
wanted.
Coco from Columbia? Isn't she from Columbia, South Carolina? I know her dad is. Her dad plays football.
If she from South Carolina and you ain't got found Charlamagne for us yet, I'm done with you, man.
I've been out of the scene for
it's
a while.
a lot of people from North and South Carolina that I'm just starting to pay attention to. And I'm like, yo, we really like we deep. Now we all go to Atlanta and act like we from there, so it don't work.
This is true.
Tiana Taylor, amazing. Her and Victoria Monet recreating the show, the music video.
You don't
and
feel
dancing.
like that was a bit much?
Nah, it's OD, but I mean,
it was OD.
It was, but it was the music video.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it, but it was OD.
Ice Spice slapping her coochie was OD. So by the time we got to this, I was just like, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that. When we got here, I was like, all right, it ain't that bad.
That's why I couldn't watch. I would have been too annoyed.
But it was their performance though was dope. Tiana Taylor can really dance. I don't know why.
She could dance. She definitely was dancing like she had a point to prove, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, she can dance. I like her. Usher's speech. I'm gonna just ask you this so we don't just stay here forever. Do you think BET said, "Yo, you can't thank Diddy"?
Yep. And I think that was a lot of the pausing that we was hearing. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of that was, being
forgiving.
Concerned, about, what he's going to say. And again, it's a nuanced question, it's a nuanced conversation. We as a people are not prepared to have it online. But, using like does Usher become who he is today without Sean Combs?
No, not at all.
So
we all know it. That's the weird part.
Yeah. So it's like we're being weird, ignoring.
Yeah.
Like that. We know what should be said. We know who should be thanked. We know what's being left out. And it's like, well, that's how it's. This country has a problem with punishment. We don't want to rehabilitate anybody. Mm-hmm. Me and my brother talking about this. We were talking about kind of off topic. We were talking about JJ Redick, right?
Okay.
And we was like, the last 10 years of JJ Redick has kind of made us forget about the first 20 years of JJ Redick.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody knew it at Duke, JJ Redick. It was kind of like, you know what? I feel it. I kind of think this is happening, right? I can't prove it, right? So none of us really liked it, right? But the last 10 years, right, with him being on air, with him having pods, mm-hmm. It seems like that, he was like, hey, I now understand the experience, right?
Yeah.
And do we punish him for growing, right? Do we punish him for growth, right? At what point do we say as a people that, hey, this person is better, that's who they used to be, this is who they are now, I'm going to respect them for who they are now?
Well, for me, I was wondering, I'm like, if I was Usher's people, I probably would tell him, like, is the juice worth the squeeze?
True, but
because you need to thank Diddy, right? You have to. You got to. Babyface, LaFace Records is more important, but Diddy did help you. Diddy was doing artist development.
Yes.
And,
probably got you the connections, to LaFace.
Yeah.
I mean, because here's the thing. Diddy's a writer. I mean, I don't think people remember. Diddy pretty much wrote Mary J, Jodeci,
he has
112. Like, if you go look at the writer credit, Diddy's on a lot of those. I'm not saying he wrote the whole thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of the arranging, came from, and this is not a big up Diddy section.
It's not, but I think
it's us. We're ignoring the obvious in this Usher tribute.
So here. the Usher tribute, I think he gets the LaFace. That first album, not all that hot. My Way is hot, but it's really just nice and slow and like a couple of songs, right? And then
that's short too. I think that was like 10 songs.
Yeah, and I think he had one when he was a kid that we just ignored completely.
Yeah, we ignored that one. My Way, I think I used to bump that in the Taurus.
Yeah, and so I think that Diddy thing happens after My Way. And then, so he's already at LaFace, but I think, this is when Diddy was coming like, yo, I can transform artists to artist development. So I just thought it was like a big gap. And when Usher kept saying, yo, we got to be forgiving. He quoting scriptures, casting the first song. I'm like, all right, that's clearly for everybody with Diddy. But I was just thinking, if I was his people, I'd be like, hey, bro, don't do it, because
you can't do it.
It's going to be tarnished, and
you can't do it, and he's making too much money right now to really get caught up in it. And I'm almost 100% sure that he texts last week, the day of, and after. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, I appreciate everything.
Taraji B. Henson versus Keith Lee.
I don't understand. Everybody loved Keith Lee. and Tyler, and then y'all done kind of turn on both of them this week. like,
well, I don't think black women actually ever like Tyler. That's just a observation that I've had for like 6 months. I've been sitting on it, and I think that started with she black, but she's everybody else at the same time.
Yeah,
black. Oh, never mind. Shut up.
Yeah. Let it go. So y'all turn on Keith Lee. Now, here's the thing. I think Keith Lee did do too much. I think taking the video and dropping the rolls, like, you could have ignored it.
That was sassy.
Yeah, you could have ignored it. But I think one of the things that we also forget about people that are on social media, right? You either think that you're saying something that's worth being heard, right? And this is all of us. This is including this podcast as well, right?
Oh shit.
Or there's a part of you that want to be famous, right? It's either you want to be famous or you want to be renowned. Right?
Okay,
it's one of the two, right? So when you watch Keith Lee and he gives his opinion and he does the food thing, which I do like. I like the other guy better.
John Time.
Yeah, he's funny. He's in St. Louis right now. Oh gosh, I forgot to send out.
They tearing his ass up, almost worse than Charlotte.
Yeah, so it's like I enjoy it. So Keith Lee he thought his opinion is important, right? Mm-hmm. Keith Lee, is a trained MMA fighter.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah, so I think him making that video, though, to your point, I think it was a little bit sassy. Mm-hmm. But I think that's part of when you come online, that's sort of who you are.
What's funny? Before I get to my Keith Lee point, somebody on the internet said that Chime Time is a homeless guy stealing DoorDashes and doing reviews in his car.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious. That is actually looks kind of accurate.
Look, it's hilarious because they was like, this is what I would say. The Keith Lee thing, I thought the showing of the video was little sassy. You got to remember that the internet is forever and it's not a real place.
Yes.
And so you deleting it don't mean nothing.
Kind of
now
hard for us to remember that sometimes.
We
try to be careful, but even we get.
Because if y'all knew what I was gonna say about earlier, y'all would have cut me off. And I say all that to say, but I'm gonna tell you something about Taraji. Taraji got a little sass in her. She's very she's snappy, which I like because she reminds me of every black auntie.
I have not watched the whole awards, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this: it was a little cringe.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
It was a little cringe, just from the clips I've seen. Yeah. So I like her and the whole Keith Lee thing. I get it.
First of all, she didn't know who he was because she's talking to the wrong guy.
Yeah.
And I like how she's saying later, yo, you sat in the wrong seat.
Yeah.
Keith Lee said, yo, they moved my seat twice.
Yeah.
He said the seats that I was supposed to be in, he was like, they moved me. Then they told me no to sit here. Yeah. He was like, and I believe that because this is how I know. Keith Lee, there should never be a world. Sorry, Keith Lee, no disrespect, bro. I'm coming out to Vegas soon. You live there. Avoid me because I'm definitely not gonna fight you. I'm catching that lawsuit. There's not a world where Keith Lee's supposed to be on the front row of any award show, even the BET Awards. Jay-Z and Keith Lee should not be sitting in the same row.
But Keith Lee is photogenic, has an attractive wife.
Yes.
But
he's an influencer.
It's the BET Award. So
yeah, the Steve Harvey Award. So basically we're at this point where it's the BET Awards had gotten to a point where TikTok food critics who don't want to be famous. Keith Lee has always said he don't want to be famous.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm an introvert. I don't do this. I don't even go and pick up the food when I go inside. That's how much of an introvert I am.
Yeah.
And then we turn around and it's like, yo, put him at the front of the BET Awards so we can give him his flowers. And then Taraji, if I'm Taraji and I'm going to that guy, no disrespect to that brother beside you.
Yeah.
Yo, why am I giving a rose to a nigga who dressed like this? He had on some dingy jeans and a red t-shirt, if I remember correct. He wasn't even dressed. And then when you see Keith Lee, mind you, he did kind of look like Keith Lee. So when I saw the dude, I was like, I don't know who she's supposed to be talking to, but who is this dude? And then when she said something, and also you talking about some, are you single? Taraji does her whole spiel on Keith Lee. He always promotes that he's married.
Yeah,
so
but she said she didn't know who he was, and
that's the problem right there with BET.
Yeah, that is the problem. But here's the thing with Keith Lee though, I do think low key I was kind of like, yo, is this a home thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Do you have a wife that is like, yo, that's my man, right? You know what I'm saying? Because then that can be problematic, right? It can be problematic right now, live on TV, or it can be problematic, when we get home. Right?
Yeah, and also your wife is figuring this out in real time. Keith Lee only been famous for a year at that, and to
your point though, I don't think he want to be famous. But again, I think we need to be honest that, if you are on social media, if you do make video, you may not want to be famous, but you do want to be renowned.
Facts.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think that makes you a narcissist. I think we misuse that term all the time.
Clearly.
If you think that you have influence and you have something to say and it's valuable, or if you're funny, right? Like that's the biggest thing, right? Like if you're hilarious, like you absolutely owe the world, showing up.
Facts.
So I don't think he want to be famous. I do think he want to be renowned. So I think he plays into the introvert thing, some, right? But I'm also an introvert. But, while I don't want to be famous though, like, I do want to be regarded.
Oh, I want y'all, when I walk in, I don't want to have to introduce myself to nobody.
See, Gavin want to be famous. I want to be renowned.
I want the money too. I take, I've done my part.
And I think that's why the pod works. So
facts. I let it be known. That's probably why I ain't famous yet. Cause I keep saying it. New artist debate. It was between Tyler and Sexy Red. I'm gonna be honest with you. Tyler has clearly had the bigger song. But I think people are realizing it's puppets up Tyler's back, and she's getting the full let's make this girl a worldwide star. Yeah, with white publicists, and white big money behind her.
At some point, we got to be honest. Like, Tyler is working because while she is talented, she can dance. She can dance. Well, yeah, true, right? I'll say she can dance a little bit, but she has aesthetic appeal.
Facts.
And we treat that as if it's nothing. Pretty privilege is a real thing.
Shut up.
It exists.
I have it.
Gavin has it. I don't. So I don't know what it feels like. But it is a real thing. So I think Tyler deserves to be a huge star.
Yeah.
Right? And because we shouldn't be looking for Tyler to tell us about world peace or the apartheid or reparations or like that should not be Tyler's job.
It shouldn't. But I get, if you were to ask me who was the biggest star last year, I don't know who else was up there. I just saw the debate of why Sexy Red didn't win. And I will say this, Sexy Red has found a unique way of, it is beauty in the overnight success stories. And I think a lot of people get hooked on that because they think that's how the world works.
Yeah. And
they don't really realize that's not how the world works.
Both of these people are being propped up.
Absolutely.
Both of them. There's no way Sexy Red, I think she's from St. Louis, right?
Yeah.
There's no way Sexy Red should have access to Drake in Toronto.
3 songs.
Yeah, there's no way that is obviously someone that's being propped up as a connection.
He went to the hospital when she had her baby.
Yes,
that does not happen.
So it's like, obviously Sexy Red is being propped up, and obviously Tyler is being propped up. Like, Tyler is I get why everybody's mad because she is being promoted as if she's African American until she opens her mouth, and then you realize she's not, and then you're like, oh, she's black, and then she's like, I'm not that either.
And she ain't never come to no BET award.
Yeah, so it's like, I get why everybody's upset, right? But at the end of the day, y'all getting mad at 2 different
fronts,
distribution companies doing the exact same thing.
I would say this: 2 things. I found it funny. Tim's winning the Bobby Jones Award. Is she not a gospel artist?
Tim's won the Bobby Jones Award. I mean, if I'm Bobby Jones, I'm probably giving Tim's a Bobby Jones Award too.
I was just like,
I probably would be like, yo, how can I get Tim's on set? Yeah. Hey, give her the Bobby Jones Award. Like, she don't sell gospel.
I was like, that's interesting.
I'm looking at Tim's like, God is good. God, I hope this girl's over 25 because y'all go crazy with this. Don't be attracted to beautiful women. BS.
Nah, they'll let you. She dark skinned. They'll let that rock.
Oh, she's dark skinned.
Yeah, they'll let that rock. The light skinned girls don't. They're gonna ignore it. They don't protect them, but that's a whole nother story. Sorry. They'll let that rock. She's beautiful.
Tills is beautiful.
She is beautiful.
They're gonna make me go to the motherland.
Yeah.
As soon as I get out of South America.
Angela Simmons.
Kind of stuck right now.
You have Angela Simmons has officially run into that area in my life where it's just like, once a goof, always a goof. Once a cornball, always a cornball. I mean, like, your cornball activities don't infuriate me anymore.
She's out of touch.
The gun purse, if you don't know, she wore a bedazzled gun purse that when you hold it up, it literally looks like a firearm. To know that your baby daddy died of gun violence, to know that your boyfriend's brother just died of gun violence, for you to get there and you holding the gun up, for you not to be socially aware. You remember when you were older, so maybe not for you, but I remember being in middle school when and maybe you could tell me if it happened before, but when the BB guns really started looking like handguns.
Yeah.
And our parents had to go, yo, you can't go outside with that.
You can't have. I mean, hell, I mean, even with like water guns now, I'm like, no. Like I tell my son, like, yeah, no, like it has to look like a toy.
It has too much like a toy.
Yeah, it has to look like
almost
a toy.
Too fake.
Yeah.
Make them shits look like big ass balloons now. But for her to just think like not even like read the room, I was just like, but it didn't infuriate me because once a goof, always a goof. So it is what it is. We got up here the favorite DJ tag. What's yours? That's a question that's been running on Twitter. People been talking about whether it's Mustard, whether it's Tay Keith. What's your favorite DJ tag?
I'm gonna say anytime I hear London on the track,
okay,
like I'm almost like, and somebody, it's about to be hidden. It's about to be hidden. It's another one too. Who's the other guy?
If I hear London on the track, I know the fight. I know it's just gonna be fight. Mine's is I like Metros. He has like 3 of them, but I like them. And I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. My son listens to the Spider-Man soundtrack that Mustard does. And I hear that. I hear all the tags, at least, I hear like 10 of them a day. Yeah. So I hear them all. What's my favorite one that I saw people talking about? They was like, yo, it's not a producer tag, but in the late 2000s, when you hear that lighter flick, you knew Lil Wayne was coming in. Yeah. And that was damn near a DJ tag. You knew it was on.
Yeah. The lighter flick, if you like R&B, Dark Child, he didn't really have a tag, but
it was just his name.
Dark Child would make every artist say his name, and I thought that was so fucking cool.
Yeah,
like dude had Michael Jackson said Dark Child. I'm like, come on, bro. Like after that, I was just like, all right, this dude was legit. He probably retired after that because I don't think he's made albums.
Nah, he did Brandy's album.
He did Brandy. Well, they like besties like that.
Well, that's her baby daddy. You remember when they had a show? This is.
Oh, you know what? That was like one of the first reality shows. Yeah, absolutely.
So just to give everybody know, as a kid, I just knew I was going to get on Real World. So I watched every reality show to study like how I was going to get on TV. And then I was thinking, I was like, dang, man, this going to mess up my mom and them in the church. So I probably can't go. And now my granddaddy ain't a part of the church no more. So I could pull that shit off now.
I'm going to tell you a DJ tag right here. I'm like, ugh.
What?
Y'all going to hate me for this.
Oh, gosh.
Just Blaze. I'm like, this shit is 50-50 if this shit goes
Don't bad. Be doing that to Just Blaze.
I'm like,
man.
This shit is like 50-50.
Come on, man.
That's one where I'm just like, I'm not gonna like this shit.
I'm not gonna let Mike do that. Oh my goodness.
I'm telling and I like a lot of Just Blaze, but it's like, yo, his shit is 50-50, bro. But I hear that, I'd be like, oh.
Here we go again. I'm here to say I don't believe this prison guard story. I don't care. I think it's fake. I thought it's genius. OnlyFans promotion. I'm calling this shit fake right now.
So here's the thing. It is real because she actually had to take the OnlyFans down. So you was right. She did have an OnlyFans.
But why she had to take it down?
Because she's actually in trouble. She's actually a prison guard, and she actually is going to.
I need to see more articles about her really being a prison guard.
Yeah, no, they said she actually worked in the prison guard. Her and her husband are swingers, which means he's probably a cuck. Yeah, and this generation is like the most self-incriminated generation. Like, dude, if you're in prison and you're getting trim in prison, I don't know how much time you have, but I don't think you get any more trim in prison, bro.
No, you're probably going to solitary. But this is why. All right, I'm gonna give y'all why I think it's fake. First of all, I only saw it on like the BS news sites, and it was on The Guardian. News sites always report some bullshit and then retract it once they realize it was fake. Also, she did a sex reality show a year before she was a prison guard. Yeah. You telling me y'all didn't think that was a bad idea?
That definitely was a bad idea.
Also, when is it ever
especially
like
a swinger?
Yeah, but when is it ever, yo, we can smoke weed in here, nobody ain't gonna smell it?
Hey man, some prisons are wild, man.
That shit like a dorm room.
So I used to sell cable back in the day, and like in California,
that's a great job.
Yeah. In California, they could actually get cable in prison.
Really?
Yeah, like business class. Like they could actually order. I was like, are you? Like he gave me the address. I was like, where are you at? Like I'm looking at the address, and I'm just like,
come on, man, it's a collect call.
I'm like, it seems like he's in jail, and I'm just like, so finally I'm just like, yo, where are you at? He's like, Yeah, man. He's like, I'm actually in prison. Like, are you for real? He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah. It's like, if we could pay for it, it was like we could have cable in prison in California. So I mean, I think there's some jails that that
one of them niggas stay locked up. What other freedoms they?
Yeah, I mean, you get the 3 cots. You got the PlayStation all day. I mean, that's probably why you can't improve your ranking on Madden. Yeah.
That's who Ryan be losing to, the prison guards. And
they got their prisoners out there. They playing fucking 12 hours a day. Bro. Not beating them, man.
Never. World news. I watched the debate up until
it was terrible.
I watched it until when they asked Joe Biden something, he mumbled, and Trump said, I don't know what he said, and I don't think he know what he said. I looked at my wife, I said, I'm going upstairs. Let's go. It
was terrible. I think we said this 2 weeks ago. I would have not had the debate. I would have 100% just not had it. Yeah. Nothing good came from it. I don't think it changed anybody's mind. I think 90% of everybody is still going to vote for their candidate. 90% of people are going to vote for either a sundowner or a felon, right?
Yeah.
And they're not changing their minds, which is insane.
Do you think it's a possibility they swap Joe Biden out?
Yeah, I think it's about 50-50. I think that they probably, they should. They should definitely swap Joe Biden out for Gavin Newsom and then win the election. Just keep it moving.
All right.
I think I said this 2 weeks ago. At the end of the pod.
No, I think we said it that night.
Oh yeah, was the debates last week?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was last week.
Yeah. Then at the end of the debate, you said, "Yo, they should do this," and we had just recorded earlier that day. Corruption. What's this about?
So the Supreme Court says basically, judicial members, everybody can receive a gratitude now, and I saw everybody was upset about it. For one, this has always been happening. Brett Kavanaugh ended up having a box at the Washington Nationals game the moment he got to the Supreme Court.
Love it.
Like, how do you think he afforded that, right? Like, there's no way that he can afford that. So, there's always been this case. Here's the thing. I'm not mad at it. Like, this idea, because it already happens. And what I love about being able to accept gratitudes now is now you actually know who is getting it on the front end, because now they're just getting it on the back end. And if they ever want to investigate corruption, only thing they got to do is find out who got gratitudes, because I assure you, if they got the back end, they also got the front end as well.
Facts. COVID is back. I seen at least 2 people I know that have COVID. And
they say it's like milder though.
Yeah. Hope, y'all get better.
Like common cold, like almost like don't even feel it.
I had it twice. I don't want it again. The last time I was scared because I had to work, but I got rid of it. I think. Hope I was responsible.
That is terrible, Gavin.
It is, man.
That is terrible.
Ignore it. We didn't pod that week though.
Thank you. Good Lord.
But I might or might not have hopped on a plane. But don't worry, I'm good to go now. Nike, I had to, bruh. That's the hard part about being an entrepreneur.
I get it. That was you and everybody else in this country. You know what's crazy about COVID? I know, and I'm not about to be a COVID truther or anything.
Before y'all flag us on YouTube.
I know, right? But if everybody would have just sat their butts down for 2 weeks at the very, very beginning,
oh yeah,
it would have been gone. That's the craziest part. That's the part where I'm just like, we are shit people. We're shit humans. Yeah. All we had to do is for 2 weeks, just everybody for 2 weeks, not move. Yeah, it would have been gone.
Yeah, but you deal with people who don't believe. Y'all know what we went through. Low key, wish we can go back. I loved working from home. The pod was ass for us, so we'll have to figure something out. Me and you can only be here. Honestly, I just like the unemployment check. Once I found out I could be an entrepreneur and get one, it was up.
Hey man, that's why inflation is through the roof right now, boy. They set out so much money. Actually, that's not the only reason. The biggest reason why inflation is so much what it is right now. Yeah, too much wealth is concentrated at the top. They got to bring the money back down until the federal government decide to. I hate that I'm about to say what I'm about to say. Tax rich people heavily.
Yeah.
Until they decide to do that. And here's the thing: you don't have to tax them. You can make them reinvest the money in at the bottom, but that requires legislation, and our government is feckless towards anything that matters. Yeah. So, but everybody's wondering no, that's the biggest problem, because they're concentrating the money and that money's not really coming back into the system, so they can pull that money back out of the system because they're hoarding it. Poor people don't hoard money.
Fact.
All right. Poor people don't hoard money. They don't hoard food. Working class barely hoard money, barely hoard food. Mm-hmm. So who's doing all the hoarding? That's your problem.
Facts. Nike stock is down. How much is it down by?
I mean, it was like 20-30% the other day. I don't know if it bounced back. You know what? I'm not mad at this though. Nike, probably about 15 years ago, Nike started becoming a shit company.
Hold on, let me do the math. 2010.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, in college.
It started becoming a shit company, and it went from making really good products to making really popular products. Mm-hmm. And those are not the same two things, right? Like, so I'm surprised it took this long to catch up, but it was a brand, right? Like Nike wasn't an athletics company anymore. Right? Yeah. It became a brand. And then when I started like getting older and like, oh, you know, I need shoes to go run in, I need shoes to walk in. Mm-hmm. I was rarely buying Nikes.
Oh no!
Right when I needed stuff to work out in, I was rarely buying Nikes. And when I started looking at like what the ladies, right? Because ladies are huge consumers of athletic wear. Once like what's the women's brand? Lululemon.
Oh, Lululemon. They love that.
Athletica.
Fabletics.
Athletica. I think Athletic. And it's like, yo, like once I started seeing women paying like, you know, a lot more money for that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And Nike wouldn't drop their prices on their thing. I'm surprised it took this long for them to fall back.
I always say this, when Nike was killing counterfeit brands, as they should, it's their brand, kill it. But they started using the same warehouses to produce their shoes. I was like, oh, we cooked, because you could feel the difference. You can literally feel the difference between a pair of shoes that you had in 2006 and 7 versus 2016
their
versus
shoes
today.
Really aren't, I mean, they're cool. They're not uncomfortable, but they're not comfortable.
And they not innovative.
Yeah, like there was a time when Nike shoes were actually comfortable. Like you put on a pair of Nikes, you'd be like, yo, these are comfortable. But if you want comfortable shoes now, you know, like I actually buy actual run, trail, and walking shoes now. Like if I'm using anything, like, I mean, I probably have to buy walking shoes like twice a year. I'm getting Brooks or New Balances.
Oh yeah.
Right? You know, I'm not buying that. And here's the thing, I actually tried to buy a pair of Nikes and I wore them like twice and they were so trash. I practically threw a brand new pair of shoes away.
You know what's crazy is Nike, and before we skip, Nike really they thought they was a lifestyle brand. And when you become a lifestyle brand, you was never a lifestyle brand, but you tried, because people use your shoes a part of lifestyle fits.
Yep.
Actually, Adidas I told your brother when Kanye went to Adidas, I said they need to turn Adidas to a lifestyle brand, because nobody's buying Derrick Rose shoes, nobody buying John Wall shoes, nobody buying James Harden or Dwight Howard shoes. Nobody was doing that shit. Them shits was all ugly. And so it was like, yo, you can get into the lifestyle because the girls like it. Oh, in New York, I saw a dude selling a fake pair of Yeezys. Like, he had a whole booth. The worst Yeezys you've ever seen in your life. They was literally like a shape of a watermelon. Like, that's how the curve. It was so bad.
How much were you selling them for?
$50. And he said, you don't need the $200 I got them here for $50. And I saw a dude later wearing them. But anyway, when Nike tried to do that and then they just started reproducing, you know, Jordans used to be a cool thing and be exclusive, right? Mm-hmm. You didn't know when they was coming out. You had to like go hunt for Jordan release dates, right? And the people in your school who knew the Jordan release date sites was not telling nobody. Now it's like, we got the Nike app, which is cool, but then it's like, you know, Jordans was created because every year Michael Jordan would say, hey, I need to work on this. I need more cushion. I need these shoes to be lighter. I need the upper mesh. Like, it's a lot of stuff that goes into why his shoes are what they are. And then it was just like, now Nike was just like, all right, cool. Let's just make 30 variations of these shits with these cheap ass companies.
And drop them out every year.
The J's I got on now come out this Christmas. I'm like, yo, it's interesting. Yeah. To sports, the dopest thing I've seen in a very, 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 very long time. Hold on, man. Congratulations to LeBron James. More importantly, congratulations to Bronny James. It is dope to see this transition, this fact of you about to hoop with your father. I think it's dope.
That is cool. We haven't really seen it since Ken Griffey Jr., Ken Griffey Sr., which most of us were children. Mm-hmm. So we really didn't get to remember it. So no, I love Bronny going to the Lakers, and you know, to everybody was like, "Oh, this is nepotism." Like,
it is.
Yeah, it is.
Ryan Clark, you don't got to sound deep, bro, and just say it's not.
Yeah, this is what nepotism looks like, and yeah, I mean, and there's nothing. I won't say no. There is nothing wrong with nepotism. Fuck it, there is nothing wrong with nepotism. Of course, your dad or your mom should look out for you.
If I work my ass off, the least I could do is get as many people in the door that I want.
Yeah.
If I kill it,
I love that LeBron, his agent is like, don't y'all touch him. Mm-hmm. If y'all touch him, he's not going to play for you. Like, yeah, I love the fact that they were able to do all that, because in every other place in life we see that happen, right? Like I see someone trended on Twitter. He was just like, "Oh, I'm in 97% GPA. All this was Asian guy." And he was like, and I couldn't get into any of the schools I wanted to get into, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, obviously like Harvard, Yale, Stanford.
Yeah. I know exactly.
And he's probably still going to get into like a great school. He's probably still going to Columbia or Penn or somewhere. But he couldn't get into the school he wanted to get into. And I was just like, well, you can't blame it on affirmative action no more. What you need to realize that those legacy admissions are whooping y'all ass.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's an automatic.
Yeah, so it's like, when it comes to nepotism, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it, man.
And I watched a doc about the people who was paying for this to get their kids in school. Like at the end of the doc, because like the chick from Parents' House or whatever. House Party. Nah, not House.
No,
Party.
I know you talk about
Lori Loughlin.
Full House.
Full House. Yeah, she wasn't in House Party.
Yeah, she wasn't. She was not in House Party. Might put her in the next House Party though.
Look, and they were just talking about now her daughter was wilding. Self-incrimination. You know how she got caught?
How?
Her daughter was on TikTok talking about how much she hates school and she don't know why she going to school, showing her skipping school. So everybody was like, yo, how the hell she get into USC? But she on TikTok going off about school.
Yeah.
And how her mom is making her go to USC. And so like an investigation started.
Kids ain't shit.
Kids, they really not, man. But at the end of the doc, they were just like, yo, this is going to keep happening. Now we just can't make these kids fake athletes. Because that's how everything was going. People was taking athletic scholarships to get into the school.
Yeah. And
you can't do that because whatever we saying, the doc is pretty good. But at the end of that doc, I was watching that. I'm like, yo, if I'm paying somebody $500,000 to get my kid in school, plus I got to pay the tuition, the least that can happen is they get into school. These people weren't paying for grades. They weren't paying for their kids to get passed. Not saying that I don't believe that was going to happen next. But they were just paying. And then the thing is, the dude they was paying wasn't getting some of the kids in school. So shit went bad. They did make the black dude who was I think lacrosse coach at either Harvard or Yale. They made sure they drug his name through the mud.
I mean,
it was the brother, man. I was like, God dang it, man.
Goodness, man.
But yeah, I think this is dope, man. I'm not mad at it. I'm in this year of, yo, let's just call it what it is and cool.
Yeah.
If we can all just say, yo, this is what it is, it'd be cool.
It's more LeBron hate than it is like nepotism.
Facts.
And anybody,
I will give you that.
If anybody had favor, they'd take it, right? Nobody's going to be like, you know what? I didn't get this job on my own merit, so I'm gonna decline it.
And I'm gonna say this: I don't think Rich Paul called teams and said, "Yo, don't take him." You know why? If I'm Rich Paul, if I'm LeBron James, I go to Adam Silver and say, "Yo, you make the call."
Yeah.
Let me tell you that. I'm saying that if Rich Paul say I didn't do it, I'm going to believe him because I believe if I'm Adam Silver, I might go to them and say, "Yo, where y'all want him to go?" Because Ryan Clark was about this. It's only so many people, maybe 5, that's still with us, that is like basketball royalty. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, probably Larry Bird for what he did. And I mean, after that, it's kind of like,
Yes.
And Steph Curry probably gonna get his name in there. Shaq is there, but I'm not talking about, and Kareem for what he's done. When I say like that royalty, it's like, yo, what do y'all need? Because y'all, the way y'all changed the game. So to me, it gets there, damn, EJ, I was going to shoot you some bail. If EJ wanted to go play in the NBA, you think they wasn't going to go to him and say that?
Magic would have made a call.
Absolutely. So I'm not mad at that. Now, the call, but EJ chose not to play ball.
EJ definitely should have played ball.
He should have. And I'm looking at, y'all think that, didn't Wade's son go play for the Jazz and he was a part owner of the team?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think he on the Jazz G League team. That was a call.
Yeah, that's definitely a call. There's nothing wrong with nepotism.
Never at all.
There's nothing wrong with nepotism.
Clay played for the Mavericks now. Whatever.
I like it.
I'm not mad at it because
they need shooters.
No state tax. Yeah. I'm not going to play in LA and keep paying 30%.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the mansion he can go buy in Dallas for $5 million compared to what it would cost him. What he have in the Bay for $5 million. I'm pretty sure Clay's about to go retire in Dallas. Where's his dad at? Like, where was? I think is he from the area or is
he played in LA, but I think Clay is from LA.
Okay.
But I think I do want to see if this quote is real before I kick Clay's dad's back in. He said he was disappointed that his son didn't go play for the Lakers, and I kind of understand it, but I'm like, bro, whatever, man. But I want to know if the quote is real first.
Man, you
can't trust Twitter no more.
Yeah, I'm about to say you really can't. And plus, you gotta get paid, man. Like, what was it, like 2 years, $50 million?
Yeah.
In
bro,
Dallas. In Dallas, like, bro, no, I gotta go get the bag.
Yeah, bump it. Mike's girl and Tyrod Taylor is beefing. So the backstory is
fine self. That's a pretty girl.
She is pretty.
She is terrible.
I saw a picture of Brittany Renner.
Yeah,
I seen a picture of her this weekend. I'm like, dog, she is fine. She just too skinny for me. But anyway, Draya fine ass is beefing with Mr. Taylor because allegedly what happened is they were together. They had a crib together, but excuse me, she moved in with him.
No, I think he bought the house for her. Like, he bought the place for her and her kids.
So, but it's his house. That's his house. I think that's never.
Well, I said he bought it for her. He bought a house that she could live in.
That she could live in, because that's gonna be important.
Yeah, that's
then that's the gift.
That's very important. Very important.
Yeah. So he has a crib. She moves in. He agrees to sell her the house.
Like, yo, we get your money right. You know, you can buy it from me.
She started doing renovations. She renovates the house.
Yeah.
She gets a new boyfriend.
She gets her money right.
She get her money right, because now I got a new boyfriend. I see what you did there. That was good. That was actually good. She got her money right, and he goes, "Thanks for the upgrades."
Yeah.
Peace. Fair or foul?
That's foul.
Oh,
it's foul by Draya. It's fair by Tyrod.
Oh, what did she do that's foul?
You can't go get a new man with more money and then be like, okay, I'm ready to buy the house. Like, no, like, that's not what he meant.
Okay.
That is not what he meant.
That's
man.
not foul by Draya.
That is. I mean, it's Draya being Draya.
Exactly.
Yeah, Tyrod definitely should have known better.
Facts.
But yeah, look, it's his house. I'm not gonna lie. If I was Tyrod, I just would have doubled the price.
Well, they say he upped it from what he originally told her, and she said cool still, because she got it.
Yeah,
and he still said no.
Yeah, Jalen Green about to get
$3. I think his contract is like $2 something.
Yeah, she got it. She good now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tyrod, he should have known this was coming. It's Draya, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if I dated Tiana, what's my girl name?
Trump.
Tiana. If I dated Tiana Trump, man, like, I'm kind of expecting.
You think she prettier than Brittany?
I think so. I think she's more naturally pretty than Brittany.
I think Brittany pretty.
Like wake up in the morning. I think Tiana's like, you be like, shh. Tiana body's crazy. Oh my God, the girl body's sick.
Come on, man. Reel the horny in.
I know, right? But if I dated Tiana, right, and she did something that I didn't like, I gotta kind of expect it. Right, and that's what I'm saying. Tyrod, if you date Draya and she does something you don't like, you gotta kind of expect it. And Jalen Green should expect it. He probably doesn't, but
he got another baby mama, right?
Yeah, I mean, and plus it's just too much going on. Like, Jalen, how you going over to Tyrod Taylor house? You know, smashing this girl, man. Like,
it's wild.
It is wild.
I stand with him. Do what you want to do. I don't.
You don't have to sell. You do not have to sell your house to your ex that, you know, is boinking another man in that place. No, you do not.
Yeah, unless we got a contract, and that's
fair of Tyrod, foul Draya.
Oh my gosh. Shannon Sharpe. Before we hop out of here, I was watching Cam Newton's podcast, and I think it's cool. Cam came on Shannon. Shannon came on. Cam went on Shannon's show. Shannon went on Cam's show, and it was dope to hear. Shannon talked about how he was scared. He addressed Amanda Seales. He talked about how he cut some of Amanda Seales' show out.
Dang.
He said that he cut some of it out. He didn't make it seem like it was a lot. He was just like, she was there for 3 hours, I think he said. We recorded for 3 hours. And I think only like 2 came out.
Like 2.5, I think.
Yeah. So he said we cut some of it out. He said the conversation with her before, during, and after was all positive. So he was shocked to see her kick her back in. And I like Shannon. He's starting to read the comments. He was like, yo, I was the only person who was willing to give you a chance. And he kind of left it up there like, we'll see what happened next. He said that if he started recording Cat Williams the moment he went to get Cat from his car, he said, I would have did 100 million views.
Jeez.
He said if y'all would have heard what he didn't say, he said he was ready on go. And you know what's crazy? He said if you watched he said before Cat got there, Cat told him, he said, I've watched every episode of every comedian and more. And he said, I know everything they've said and I know every lie. And I'm going to show you receipts and I'm going to prove it to you today. Like I got you.
Yeah.
And he said, literally, that's why I make the joke. Are you ready? You're going to address it. And he said, we got to a point where my producer just had his head down and was shaking his head. And he said, after I went to my producer, was like, what's wrong? You think we messed up? And he said, my producer looked at me and said, you done. You out of here. He was like, I've seen it all. He said, the moment you drop this, and he said, my producer said, we got to drop it at the top of the year. This is going to be the talk of the year. And he's like, yo, he said, Cat Williams told me afterwards, he said, congratulations, you're in a new world now. And he was like, it was funny. He said, after Cat, a lot of people, he said, he ain't going to never address it. Hit him up and said, yo, I can't come on there now. And so it was super interesting. But my favorite part is he spoke about Skip. And mind you, this is just in the 17-minute clip I watched with him and Cam.
Yeah.
And he talked about Skip, and it's really what really broke up. I think a lot of people was wondering what broke up him and Skip. I know it's the Tom Brady thing. I thought it was the Devin, his name Devin Hamlin. What's his name?
Devin Hamlin.
Yeah, when he got hurt and he didn't come to the show. I thought it was that, but it's really the Tom Brady thing. It's when Skip told him to put his glasses back on. It's when Skip told him, like, who are you? You know, trying to make a comparison, which that really hurt Shannon.
And I get it, because sometimes in real time, right, especially when you know somebody, it's hard. It's hard to respond the way that you would respond, like once you collect your thoughts. And I think that definitely happened to him.
Yeah.
Like, and I think, you know, when Skip's talking to you and saying like who you are, right? Like Shannon is just Shannon, right? Like I doubt if Shannon wakes up and thinks of himself as Hall of Fame tight end, one of the greatest to ever play the game, that
Facts.
Now is the greatest YouTuber on the planet. I really think he just wakes up and he's just Shannon. Right? I'm just here, right?
Facts.
But when someone calls you to the carpet and say, well, who are you, right? And you just like, I mean, I'm just me. And then I think when you think about it, you like, well, hold the fuck up. wait.
We taking digs?
Yeah, wait. You did you really take a shot at me? Like, did you really take a shot at maybe the greatest tight end of all time? Like, I have a gold jacket. Right, I have Super Bowls,
multiple,
like
different teams.
Whatever you want to say, like, do you have it? I have it.
Yeah,
right. And I think that once he thought about that, and I think everybody that knows him saw that immediately. But I think for Shannon, because I think he was grateful for Skip bringing him on and bringing him to LA, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, whoever puts this pod on, I am going to be grateful.
Right.
If we blow up beyond them, I'm not going to look back and be like, yeah, you ain't nobody. Like, I'm gonna be like, no, like, you did it, right?
Yeah,
I appreciate that, and I think that was Shannon's take, and I think for Skip to really do that thing that we do in the United States that when we not black, where we put ourselves above people just because I gave you an opportunity and I'm still the man. I think it took a minute for that to register with Shannon.
And you know, part of my issue is I wonder. Everybody that's ever worked with Skip Bayless has always said, no, that's really him on the show, meaning his wild takes and I think that's consistently is important. You know, even people that dislike him, like, nah, he really believes LeBron ain't great. He really believes Tom Brady is the greatest. He really believes Michael Jordan is the greatest. He will fight you on that. And excuse me, when I heard Shannon say, yo, we haven't spoke about it, we need to sit down, we need to have that
wild
man
to me.
That is super wild to me, because you remember when I think me, you, and your brother, we was all in a group chat, and we're in a guys group chat. We need a group chat name, by the way. I'm gonna come up with something. But when we was all in there talking, and we was trying to debate if they actually sat down, and I think all of us was like, "There's no way Fox didn't make them sit down."
Yeah.
To hear Shannon say, over a year, you know, almost 2 years later, it's like, no, they didn't.
We've never sat out. We've never spoke on it.
It's crazy. Now I know why y'all not together.
Yeah, exactly. And Skip, shame on you for that.
Absolutely.
Shame on you.
Because you're actually the bigger man here, for the simple fact of, you know, this arena. You can understand if a dig comes, we don't have to.
Well, I mean, he should just admit that he was wrong. Like, to take a shot, you know, I can't take a shot at a world-class athlete and be like, you're nobody. right?
Yeah, that's how homeboy got punched on you remember that show by Michael Strahan? Remember he punched the fat dude who was in Soul Plane.
I do not remember.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, I did not remember that.
That's when you can get shit off on live TV.
Yeah,
Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
You have. I mean, you can't say like, who are you, right?
Facts.
Like, who are you in compared to Tom Brady? If I was Shannon, right, gold jacket, 6'2", still in tremendous shape,
Fact.
Super Bowl. I am like, wait, hold up. I'm just as good.
Yeah,
like I'm just as good. I just didn't play quarterback.
Absolutely.
That was the era that they didn't let people play quarterback that looked like me. But chill out. That I'm nobody, right? Because if you were to take that same take on Skip, right?
Yeah.
If you were to say to Skip, how many pull-ups does you have, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Skip would be offended if you were to be like, you ain't Jason Whitlock.
Yeah.
He'd be offended. He'd be like, wait, what?
Absolutely. Michael Strahan and Tom Arnold got on a fight. They got in a fight on air. This had to be
this got to be early 2000s.
They didn't strip it off, but it was funny because Tom Arnold said some out of pocket shit. Michael Strahan was like, all right.
I think we should bring that back. I think the ability to smack somebody needs to be brought back.
Well, he choked him
in the 2020. Choking is too far because you can actually hurt somebody seriously choking them. But I think smacking absolutely 100% needs to make it back. It should not be some assault. It should be nothing. It should just like, yo, you got smacked because you was running your mouth.
Yeah. That's on mic. ISO on mic camera when that happens. But yeah, it was funny because Tom Arnold's hot mic was still on, so you hear him crying while they trying to get Michael Strahan off of him. It's the greatest shit. I'm gonna find it. Yeah. It's a grainy clip. It looks like 90s porn.
I would not want to get into a fight. I told you, I just failed trying to kick a freaking dog off me. My balance is gone. I would if there's an athlete that's coming at me like, bruh, if I am armed, I am so sorry for your loss.
What you got planned this weekend?
I can't do anything, man. I gotta keep my leg up because I got bit by a dog.
Hey, that lawsuit gonna look good.
No, it ain't, because it was a minor bite.
Nah, I told you just gotta go on Judge Mathis. He will let you win. Judge Mathis he don't rock with black men that don't pay their child support.
Yeah.
So make sure you caught up on that before you go, if you pay it.
I actually read a terrible article on that on the Medium. I love the Medium because the Medium is articles that are just written by like regular people that not like dated, but like people that are in the industry.
Okay.
And there was a divorce attorney on there, and she pretty much admitted that the reason why they go so ham on overnights for women is so they can get the income from child support. She was like, half the time, like even if the dad is active, they still, because they were like, the mother needs the child support for income. And it's like, I'm like, that has been argued that that's not the case for so long. Because one of the people was just like, do you pay, somebody was saying that, they have their child 50% of the time, mother had their child. And it was like, well, do you pay child support to the mother when she has a child? He was like, why would I pay child support to her? He's like, I got to pay support when I have the child.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why would I pay support when she has the child?
Bro. Yeah, as long as Judge Mathis, if you pay your child support, you good. If you're not a black woman, you good. If you haven't done crack, Judge Mathis, I've said this plenty of times, he don't rock with, he be dragging black women on that show. It'd be sad, but if you and you can't be a crackhead, and you won't win. And if your dog bites somebody, you automatically, that's like he's shooting like 100% from the field on that.
Yeah.
Like, your dog bit somebody, I don't care how big or small it is, you are cooked.
Yeah. So a little bit traumatized now, because now, as before I used to walk and I never even considered it. Look, I have made contingencies for cars jumping the sidewalk, drunk drivers,
facts,
a mass shooter that sees me just walking because I'm a black male. I made contingencies for everything. You know what I never made a contingency for walking? A dog.
The Chihuahua.
A dog off the leash. It never occurred to me that this would happen.
Oh, you know what's something crazy I saw in New York before we get out of here? I saw they were transsexuals. It has zero to do with pride. They were just homeless. They was like literally outside the police station doing lines on the little on a lever like
coke lines.
Yeah, they was going in.
That is insane.
Yeah,
people still do coke.
Oh, absolutely. They not scared of Fetty.
Yeah, that fentanyl and stuff.
Bro, they ain't not scared of that. Like, I think one of the models who I used to work with, shout out to her. I don't know if you still alive, sis. her money was always good. She was a sex worker, so she used to always pay when I go out to Vegas.
Model.
Yeah. That's my favorite thing. My favorite thing is I shot one model, and she was an atmosphere model in Vegas.
What's an atmosphere model?
She creates the atmosphere that her clients desire once she gets there.
I love women. God, I love women.
Me and Ez was at a pool party. That's when me and Ez went to that pool party, and she was there. And I was like, dang, how you get that, Cabana? Because she's like, oh, I was working. I was like, oh, like, but you don't work for Marquee. And she's like, no, I'm an atmosphere model. So the guy invited me with him and his girlfriend, and he wanted me to create an atmosphere. So I just shook my ass, got in the pool, brung other girls over. Then we all went to his room later. And I looked at her with like the death stare.
Sort of saying, I wonder how much that runs.
I don't know, but you know what line she told me next. I didn't have to sleep with him. I mean, we just went to his room and drank some more. And
you never have to. Yeah, that would be against the law.
We're not out there.
No, it would be against the law.
Prostitution ain't legal in Vegas.
No, if you have to, you have to consent.
Facts.
You have to consent.
You got to consent. She did not have to. You are correct, sir. You are correct. And so I just looked at her. And then she told me how she walked in on her boss getting a blowjob from somebody else while she had to pick up her paycheck. I'm like, yo, this is some Harvey Weinstein shit.
It really is.
But she's just a model. She's an atmosphere model.
You know what? This show's about to go off the rails.
It is. But I love to believe people's lies. That's my thing for the rest of this year. Whatever lie, I will let you believe it. I got one lie I got to clear up. But other than that, I'm letting the rest rock. I'm dead ass. I'm done trying to fight people's lies, bro.
Yeah, I don't care anymore, man. I just need the pod to blow up. Share this with your friends. Share this with somebody that's going to hate it. Share it with somebody that's going to love it.
Send it to Charlamagne.
Yeah, see if the South Carolina brothers could get us on, man. Get us on your network. We need exposure, man.
Please. And with that, we're going to holler at y'all next time.
Holler at your boy.